Communities in Greater Mundri, South Sudan, have waited years for justice, with courts often non-functional and cases of serious crimes, including sexual and gender-based violence, left unresolved. Sexual and gender it's unresolved, as I said, and many victims have long feared that accountability would never come. Now, the United Nations mission in South Sudan, UNMISS, is now preparing to deploy a mobile court in the area, and this is aimed to bring justice closer to the people and reduce the prolonged pretrial detention. Joining us to explain this initiative is Anees Ahmed, who's the director of the Rule of Law Advisory Section at UNMISS. Thank you very much indeed for joining us, and welcome to the program.
Good morning for having me.
Tell us a little bit more about why Greater Mundri became such a priority for deploying mobile courts at this time.
It's not just Greater Mundri, but it's a number of parts of South Sudan where, because of the conflict, which was during the civil war that led to the independence of the country, or after the independence between various parties in South Sudan, led to either complete disappearance of justice system or at least partial disappearance of the justice system. As you know, a justice system cannot function unless the entirety of justice chain is there: the police, the prosecution, the prison service, the defense counsel, of course, the courts, and also the support services. As part of the support that the United Nations mission in South Sudan, what we have been doing is to ensure that all parts of justice chain function in every part of the country. Now, because of the absence of justice chain in number of regions, we take personnel like prosecutors, judges, defense counsel from where they are available to places where they are not available, or they have left because of the conflict. So Mundri is one part of the country which has for reasons of conflict and for reasons of non-attention being provided when the country was part of the larger Sudan, and even thereafter, is one location, apart from many, where justice chain was missing in a number of cases that accumulated. So as part of the ongoing support to justice institutions across the country, we are taking this mobile court in Mundri this time, where it had not been for a number of years, and a number of very serious cases. And as you very rightly said, sexual and gender-based violence, which is unfortunately a characteristic crime of that conflict, have accumulated. But the good news is that all the conflict parties, including the government and those in opposition, have no objection to these court activities. They may disagree on a number of political matters, but in respect of justice and rule of law, there's no disagreement. So we get a lot of support, of course, from the people, but more importantly, from those in authority, either in control or actually in government.
Many victims, as you said, sexual and gender-based violence, have waited years for their cases to be heard. How will this mobile court make sure that survivor-centered justice happens rather than just simply clearing a backlog, maybe?
That's a very important point. So what we do is we just don't treat this as any project. We ensure that very highly qualified rule of law personnel, which includes psychologists, those who provide psychosocial support, those who provide legal assistance, victims counsel, those who provide victims and witness protection, they are there not just during the course of the proceedings, but even before, so as to prepare those witnesses. Because, witness is the fulcrum of any criminal trial. A witness, if he or she doesn't come and tell the truth, or if a witness, or who also is a victim, does not come and tell his or her story, and most of the times, unfortunately, it's young women or girls, a criminal trial cannot be run. So one of the major parts of our activities is to work with local NGOs, community-based organizations, to ensure that those who come and assist in the justice system, either as victims, either as witnesses, and even those who are supporting those who are victims and witnesses, get sufficient support before, during, and after the courts so that they feel empowered, they feel supported, so that these proceedings can actually take place properly with at least minimum standards of justice, so that there is not just justice done, but there's an appearance of justice. And we have increasingly felt that this justice actually being done and the appearance of it being done leads to, in a significant way, reduction in future violence in the country. So it's a circular process. If there is violence, you need justice, but you need justice also to prevent further violence, so that people solve their disputes through peaceful judicial means rather than through violence.
And perhaps as we start to wrap up, because time's on our side, I guess justice isn't just about judges, though, is it? It's also about police investigators, prosecutors, defense lawyers, witness protection. How is UNMISS strengthening the entire justice chain beyond just the courtrooms?
That's very important. So our rule of law support includes all the support to all the parts of the justice chain: prosecutors, judiciary, the prison service, the defense counsel through the bar association, etc. We are headed by a South African who is a well-known lawyer from South Africa and, of course, globally. And we ensure that every part of the justice chain, to the extent possible in a nascent democracy, under our limited means, is supported, so that there is at least some semblance of justice in different parts of the country. And as our lifetime as a UN mission is not very long, it's not indefinite, we're trying to make them sustainable. So one of the things that we are doing is bringing what is called a justice hub, in which all the activities related to justice, the prosecution, the defense, the prison service, the court, come under one roof, or at least under one compound, so that a citizen doesn't have to go far away to look for justice or to look for interface with judiciary or with law. And that's been successful in some post-conflict countries, including Liberia, and hope that succeeds, so that all these efforts will become successful through the support of member states. And South Africa is a very big supporter, not just UNMISS, but South Sudan generally.
And yes, we're going to have to leave it there. Unfortunately, we ran out of time. But thank you so much indeed for giving us some insights into this innovation. Thanks for your time.
Thank you for having me.